Planning your summer road trip? What if I told you there's one highway that runs from the Canadian border all the way to Mexico, cutting straight through Utah's crown jewels, Bryce, Zion, and everything in between? Welcome back to Highway 89. This time we're diving into Utah. We'll wind our way down Skyline Drive, roll through quirky small towns, and discover one of the most scenic and surprising road trips in America. This is Utah, bold, wild, and full of wonder. Let's hit the road. It's the morning of day 15 on our Highway 89 RV road trip, and it's the 1st of September. Summer here in Bear Lake is almost over. Many of the places we visited will be closing in the next week or two in preparation for winter. It's time to head south. Today might be the most stressful of our entire trip. We'll attempt to drive Highway 89 square through the center of downtown Salt Lake City in our big rig RV towing our Jeep. Navigation will be key, along with trying to stay one step ahead of the route. But first, a quick goodbye to the Bear Lake area. We had fun here. We'll surely be back someday.
Logan Canyon Scenic Byway. The heart of the Rockies. Look at that, 89 starts in Montana, goes through Yellowstone, the Grand Tetons, Jackson, and on down, right where Highway 89 goes, down this red line, and through a big part all the way through Utah.
We needed a few supplies, and Logan was next on our route. It's another city that Highway 89 passes through downtown on Main Street. Finding a parking spot for a few hours may be the first challenge of the day. We needed to detach so Natalie could hit a few stores while Kenai and I tidied up the joint. Although there's an In-N-Out close by, they're not open. It's too early.
No,
Right here. Right here.
Oh, okay.
You get to it. The parking right there.
You can't get there from here. And this is all downtownish, this whole next 2 miles. Oh, but there's an empty thing on the right. And you can stop right here. Yes, you can. Seriously, which one am I gonna eat first? So I chose the chocolate one. The chocolate with the chocolate on top. It was very good, very worth the stop. Very happy with that donut. Now it's time for more errands. We've got some stuff to go get at Walmart. We need supplies. Okay, next stop, it's time for a drink. I'm gonna go to this little place called Swig. This is a drive-through only, and there is a line. What is it? So I guess I'm gonna wait in line because now I'm curious. Is it just drinks? It looks like they've got some frozen treats, something like that. I'm gonna find out what it is.
So Swig is we're basically the original dirty soda. We take your favorite drinks and you add in flavors and make it more flavorful. It's the #1 tourist attraction in all of America.
And especially Utah.
Especially Utah.
That sounds great. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Good. Here it is. Here's my dirty drink from Swig. That's kind of red. Ooh, that looks fizzy. Oh yeah. That's good. There's a lot of fruity. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Sounds like a good place. Price is reasonable too. That's a win. The first settlers of Logan encamped near this spot on the bank of the Little Logan early in May 1859. Highway 89. Just went into a really nice Home Goods here in Logan, Utah. It's right there by the In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out Burger sounds really good too. Guess I'm all into the food today. Anyway, we're moving on down the road.
We unload all the goods Nat got from the Jeep and hook it up. We get back on Logan Canyon Scenic Byway to continue south. We had our eye on a lunch spot in Brigham City that might give Mark's In-N-Out Burgers in Livingston a run for their money.
Maddox in Perry, Utah, right on Highway 89. We met some people up in Montana who said, if you're on 89, this is a great place. I think they're locals. And so, of course, we wanted to stop here at Maddox, but it's Sunday, and of course they're closed. Looks like they have a really cute menu here at the takeout next to their more formal sit-down dinner place. It looks like a lot of fun. They make their own root beer, and they had bison burgers. I'm really kind of upset that we don't get to try this today.
So what are we gonna do now?
Okay, well, so now we're gonna have to go look for an In-N-Out Burger because we are near Salt Lake City. Utah's got them. It's time for In-N-Out Burger.
You betcha. Okay, let's go.
Okay, we're going.
We knew of another In-N-Out in Ogden, so we made a beeline for it. It wasn't too far away.
Here you go.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. There it is.
After our satisfying lunch, we discovered an interesting Atlas Obscura point of interest really close by, so we returned to our route but went north and headed for the stump. In the early 30s, hamburger restaurateur Joe Bala fused a nearby irrigation well to create an unusual drinking fountain. He used several horses to drag a nearby lightning-struck cottonwood tree to his hamburger stand. Craftsmen fashioned the stump of the tree into a drinking fountain. Ballup used it for advertising, placing a sign above it that read, "Good water, isn't it? Try our hamburgers." The hamburger stand eventually closed, and the land was repurposed into a grocery store parking lot. Boy Scouts and the City Council worked together to replace the rotted-out stump with a fiberglass one.
How about that?
And built a park around the refurbished fountain. It's still flowing today. We drive through downtown Ogden pretty easily. It was a straight shot, and it was a pretty city with a bunch of fully grown trees lining the sidewalks. But now our navigation skills will be put to the test, along with our patience.
Yep, you see the track on the guy up here.
Yep. So we're about to meet up.
So what am I doing? So I gotta be
Going straight. Nope. You gotta go straight. You're going straight.
This is 84.
Highway, or yeah, Interstate 84. It wants you to turn on because that goes the back way where you could go down to that Heber Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, we gotta go the front way.
Our navigation equipment only knows the fastest route, or the shortest, to our destination. We want neither. Like all the other little towns we've driven through, Highway 89 will pass directly through the center of downtown Salt Lake City. And that's the way we want to go. We'll have to rely on signage to help us through the chaos of the city streets. We merge onto Interstate 15 at Farmington, but only use it for a few miles.
It's in 317.
89 was a lot better freeway than this 15. So in half a mile?
Half a mile.
Fuck.
Down the very left lane. It's not like the 2 lanes, it's 1 lane.
Highway 89 uses a left-hand exit off of I-15 near Bountiful. Left-hand exits sometimes are hard to get to in our RV without a few miles' notice.
Yeah, so I gotta be, that's right.
So that's right. Correct.
Okay, you were saying it backwards.
Yes, I think you want to be on that street. Yeah. So stay to the right.
Don't want to get on the 15.
No. Not if we're going to do this proper.
Trying to do it proper.
Yep. Okay.
We pass under I-15 as Highway 89 runs beside it in North Salt Lake. We enter Salt Lake City proper near Capitol Hill. It's time to focus and pay attention to any signage we can see to help us get through downtown without any drama.
Yep. 89, turn left. So. Okay. Now, how many blocks is it going to be before you turn right? How many blocks? There's an 89 sign straight ahead. Salt Palace is on the left.
I didn't see a sign.
It says 89 straight ahead.
All right, still doing it.
Whew. Okay, we got it. We got this.
It's navigation there.
I know. I'm struggling. South 15.
Whew, we made it. And it wasn't too bad. Now we need to jump back on I-15 for a few miles before exiting for the last time.
Which way, left or right?
I think left. I think left.
We say goodbye to I-15 as we duck under it, then quickly pass through Pleasant Grove before turning left onto Highway 52 in Orem to head up into the mountains to Deer Creek State Park. We'll hook back up to Highway 89 here on our way south in a few days.
Oh, whoa, big waterfall.
Really?
Wow. Yeah.
Have you guys been with us before?
Not here.
No? Alright. This is gonna go in the front windshield. windshield of your motorhome.
Okay.
And this is gonna, are you gonna disconnect your Jeep, you think?
Yes.
Yes.
That's for your Jeep.
Okay.
Your front windshield.
Okay.
And then you guys are right here. You're gonna go down the road, take a right, take another right, and then take a right. And you'll be in number 12.
Okay.
Don't mind these silver.
Is that a back in or a drive?
It's
It's a back in.
Back in. Okay, so we need to detach.
Pull right up there by that container and detach there. Have a nice Sunday.
Okay, thank you.
Whew, what a day. We get the rig settled and head out to stretch our legs on a little walk about the campground. Deer Creek Reservoir and the sunset on the hills around it look fabulous. Tomorrow we'll go exploring in the Jeep to see what we can find in this beautiful area of the Utah Rockies. That's as pretty a sunrise as I've seen in quite a while. It helps to welcome the day. We're heading to Park City Ski Area. It's just a few miles into the mountains. It'll be fun to see what's going on up there late in the summer season. The businesses around the ice rink were all closed, and there wasn't any ice to skate on, but we heard some activity ahead of us, so we walked that way.
Well, it's another zip line, but that one's closed. This is more than was up here 3 years ago. It's definitely more.
We hopped back into the Jeep to drive to the other side of the ski area. If we recall, that's where the bigger resort was. Wow, just look at all the big hotels and condos. This is the newer side of Park City, and it shows. We just needed a place to park. We finally found a gravel parking lot and headed into the middle of it all. It sure was quiet. It felt like everything was waiting for the first snow of the season.
What'd you find, puppy? What you doing?
Once again, we're reluctant to leave our camp. It seems Highway 89 has done that to us on a regular basis. We've absolutely enjoyed our trip so far. In our opinion, Deer Creek is one of the better state park campgrounds here in Utah. All the sites are paved and with full hookups. Although they're situated on the side of a hill, most sites are flat enough even for a big rig. But Bryce National Park is the next big rock on our radar. We're still a couple days away, but we need to get closer. It's time to go south and head towards Bryce. Our next destination is down a valley we've never driven before. Highway 89 has surprised us with a variety of quality points of interest. We hope interesting places in this new valley, nestled in the Wasatch Mountains, are just as good as we've seen on the first half of our journey. Our route out of the mountains brings us back to the intersection in Orem, where we'll rejoin Highway 89. Provo is the last major town we need to navigate through before heading back into the wilderness. But what's this? Road construction detour? We drive around a block-long section of Highway 89 that's barricaded. To our knowledge, this little section of road is the only part of Highway 89 that we didn't drive. All things considered, that isn't too bad. Reattached to our route, we pass Springville, then take a quick detour to Spanish Fork for a visit to Costco for supplies. It'll be our last chance for groceries in a big town until we reach Arizona.
Okay, we got some water, a little bit of shopping done. It's all good. Spanish Fork, Utah. Gina Dog's waiting.
Back on Highway 89, we share the road with Highway 6, a shortcut we use to travel from the Salt Lake area to our barn in Montrose. But we'll diverge off of it with a hard right-hand turn to continue south into the valley of the Wasatch Mountains. We're heading for Palisade State Park Campground in Manatee. This is real close to the halfway point of our road trip in miles driven. What an incredible drive it's been already. So far, we've thoroughly enjoyed it. Ephraim is the largest town in Sanpete County. It was founded by a lone settler, Isaac Beninin, in 1854, but was driven off for a time by Indian trouble. A fort was built and named Fort Ephraim after the tribes of Israel mentioned in the Old Testament. The security of the fort drew a diverse group of settlers to the area: Danes, Swedes, and Norwegians. When the Danes moved in, they called it Little Denmark. But once the word fort was dropped, the name Ephraim stuck. Manatee is the oldest town in Sanpete County. It was named by the first settlers in 1849 after a town mentioned in the Book of Mormon. The settlers struggled in the first few years as the winters were harsh, with scant food and clothing and hostile Indians. As spring approached, the ground thawed and the pioneers were faced with hundreds of rattlesnakes. Luckily, no one died from snake bite. Just a few miles further south was our exit for the next couple of nights, Palisade State Park.
Palisade's like 2 miles this way.
Huh?
2 miles up the road.
Say
The park.
going in the wrong.
It says it's recording, it's just not giving me a script.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. Forgot to turn that on.
We pull in just as it gets blustery from a late afternoon thunderstorm.
Watch that tree limb branch that you're talking about.
Yeah, so far you're good.
I don't know why it settled, but redoing the jacks.
After a ruckus evening of thunderstorms, we awoke to a full morning sun and bright, cloudless skies. Perfect weather to explore a new mountaintop road, Skyline Drive.
Before we even get up to Skyline Drive, when we arrive at Skyline Drive, there's going to be a summit overlook. Enjoy the view from the top. So we got a ways to go to get to the top.
So it starts with yesterday. We're driving south on 89 because that's what we're doing, south on 89. And we go by this little town called Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant.
And it says Gateway to the Skyline Drive. Wait, Skyline Drive? So we do a little investigation.
Yeah, we got one in North Carolina. No, it's in Virginia, I guess.
Right, there's one in Virginia. There's a couple of them. Never heard of one in Utah. So it's right here. So we just went through the town of Ephraim because we're not going to do the whole Skyline Drive. We did a little research and we're like, you don't have to do the whole thing. We're just going to do a piece.
It's 100 and something miles long.
Yeah. So anyway, we just went through the little town of Ephraim. We are now heading up this canyon because we're going to go investigate because we like going up to the tops of mountains, do we not?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Tops of mountains are us. Looks like it turns to dirt right here.
Oh, I got a dirt. So anyway, we're going to go exploring today because it's right here off of Highway 89.
Right?
Yeah.
Might have a good view up there.
But we're looking for the views on the mountaintops. That's what we do.
Yep, so we're heading up on this road. That's a twisty-turny road.
It says
And
it's going to be another half hour just to get up to the road.
Yeah, it's another half hour to get to Skyline.
Yeah.
And our goal is to head south, maybe 20 miles of Skyline.
Yeah. Something
And
like
then
that.
there's a road that heads down the hill that goes directly to our campground road. So our kind of our initial goal here is to see what we see and do a little recce, so to speak, and see if there's something interesting to see up here.
Home to the oldest continuing Forest Service research plots in the country.
Skyline Drive is one of the highest roads in Utah. It's an incredibly scenic dirt road traversing the spine of the Wasatch Plateau. It's over 100 miles long and has many options to get to it from the valley below. We entered from the Ephraim Junction and will head south about 20 miles before exiting. The southern route is the higher section and turns more primitive the further south you go, before terminating at Interstate 70. The southern route we drove was super flat, with only 1 or 2 sections with a slight grade. We spent the entire day enjoying the spectacular views and super comfortable weather. The road down to our camp was for sure the worst of the route, as it wound down sharp ledges on the edge of a narrow canyon into the valley below. We took it slow and made it back to camp in time to enjoy a satisfying dinner by the lake. After a super quiet night in camp, we departed knowing we were going to Bryce today. We'll remember Skyline Drive for its surprisingly great scenic drive, certainly one of our best ever. But Bryce National Park is absolutely one of my most favorite places on earth. I know I keep saying that, but how can I not? We're eagerly heading south on Highway 89 to see what's next on the route before we get there.
Back on the road, dog. And
89 south.
Smoky this morning. We had a good day yesterday up there without smoke.
Yes.
Yeah, we got lucky.
It was beautiful.
Smoke in the late summer and early fall is a way of life out here. You just got to deal. There's a bigger lake up there.
South, another reservoir.
Okay, we got to make some miles today, dog. We're going to go.
Yep. Go on.
We hook up with Interstate 70 westbound for a few miles before we exit south once again on Highway 89. Ducking under the interstate, we finally are on a road we've driven before. As with any trip, you should always leave something on the table to visit the next time you swing by. Today is our next time. We'll be exploring a couple places we passed by on our last time through this area. Circleville's history is largely dominated for two historical infamies, the Circleville Massacre of 1866 and its ties to the notorious outlaw Butch Cassidy. Although the little town of Circleville has a checkered past, these days it welcomes everyone as it calls itself the Northern Gateway to the greatest playground in central Utah. Located at the southern end of Paiute County, it has access points to the Paiute ATV Trail and connections with the Fremont and Ponswangant trails. Try saying that 3 times fast. These off-road trails are quite extensive and look like a lot of fun. Once again, we leave something to come back to on a future visit. Just ahead is the first stop of the day, Butch Cassidy's boyhood home. We pull into the virtually empty parking lot at the home of Robert Leroy Parker, better known as the outlaw Butch Cassidy. Parker's life and death have been extensively dramatized in film, television, and literature, and he remains one of the best-known icons of the Wild West. He was born the first of 13 children in Beaver, Utah Territory of English immigrants and grew up here on this ranch. He fled home as a teenager, and historians imagine he was buried around here too. This homestead is near the Old Spanish Trail, a 2,700-mile route that facilitated trade between Santa Fe, New Mexico, and Los Angeles in the early to mid-1800s. After the Mexican-American War ended in 1848, trade opened throughout American territories and the Spanish Trail fell into disuse. A few decades later, Butch Cassidy's family established this home along the historic route. Cassidy used parts of the trail and its rugged terrain to evade law enforcement for years.
This is it. Butch Cassidy's boyhood home.
Life on the farm back in those days was hard. Harsh winters, hot summers, Indians, and more. I can't believe 13 kids lived here in this little house. They were hardy folk back then.
Here's the house. I'm going in. Pretty small for a family of 15. Whew.
We pack up and head south. We have another place we need to stop at that also dramatizes the lifestyle of settlers back in the day. Driving along the Old Spanish Trail might be a good time to talk about the first good road. Just a few decades after Butch Cassidy, we enter the Industrial Revolution in the early 1900s. We have a new mode of transportation taken over. No longer will a horse and buggy or the railroad be the only way people can travel about. The automobile was gaining popularity in the East, and the national parks that were being created in the West began to plan for automobile-born tourists. You can imagine back then that the cars were barely more capable than a good horse and wagon. The rural roads were often no better than rutted wagon paths. To entice the newfangled tourist to travel west, gateway towns to the big national parks began to advertise. Come out west and see the spectacular sights and drive on good roads between them. The roads were improved and maintained by the towns that were located on them. They were marketed as the first good road to the people in the East, and it worked. Tourists flocked to the national parks in droves, and much like today, caused serious overcrowding. The first good road predated the interstate system by a few decades. It also put the nail in the coffin of the railroads. Most went broke and disbanded by the mid-1900s. Obviously, the good road we're currently driving on has been widened and paved a few times since then. This brings us to our second stop of the day, Panguitch, and the Quilt Walk. At the junction of US 143 and US 89 is the historic town of Panguitch. Derived from the Native American term meaning big fish, it was settled by pioneers in 1864. The first winter proved to be exceptionally harsh. The bitter cold caused crops to fail, leaving the settlers struggling to survive. It was decided to send 7 men over the mountains to Parowan for much-needed flour. With snowdrifts so deep, they had to abandon their oxen and wagon, and they found it hard to walk as they sunk to their waists in the white powder. Then they ingeniously placed a quilt on the snow, walked to the end, then moved the quilt forward one section at a time to get over the pass and return with their much-needed supplies. This effort became to be known as the Panguitch Quilt Walk, a tradition still celebrated today at the town's annual festival. At the center of town is the Quilt Walk Memorial Park, a lovely little pocket park that has a statue and 7 benches with inscriptions of the life story of each of the 7 brave men. The festival is celebrated on the second week in June, and the quilts are on display on the side of Main Street for a month leading up to the festivity.
Well, there you go.
I love this. There are 7 benches. There were 7 men who went up and over the hill to go find the wheat for the town. So there's 1 bench for each of the 7 men. Each has their name on it.
And a little history.
And a little history. I think, for some reason, I think this is really cool.
Yeah.
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 It's a nice little stopping point to get out and stretch the legs. It's even Kenai approved. We get back on the road as the exit to Bryce is only a few miles away. Bryce National Park is located off Highway 12, one of my most favorite roads ever. If you're ever in the area, you've got to take time to drive Highway 12 from end to end. The clouds grow darker the closer we get to the national park entrance. I sure hope we can park and get settled while it's still relatively dry.
Happy about it.
I know, they're like, where's this? There's no line to get in.
No line.
Oh, I like it. So not level. How do you handle this for one night?
We figure out the best place to park our big rig on the hillside of a camp spot and get the jacks down just in time for a downpour. But afterwards, the sun returned, so we ventured out for some epic sunset shots.
Pariah Point.
Look at that little tiny little finger of a
Oh my gosh, yeah,
thing
look at
right
that.
at the top in the
Right
sunlight.
there in the sun.
Now it's gone
It
away.
was.
And now this is light. Alrighty. Dropping into Bryce. We're up here at Bryce Point. Sun's about to rise. Got some clouds. It's either going to be spectacular or it's not. We'll see. Anyway, it's going to be a good morning. Looks like they've had a few slides. I'm gonna be hard pressed not to record this whole darn thing. I just love it here. Love it, love it, love it. The basin in here is absolutely perfectly still. Here's a cool walkthrough. A picture window. Cool into another little cavity. I don't know if you can see people way up there, but there's a viewing platform way up there. It's called Bryce Point, and that's where I dropped in from. But anyway, look at the hoodoos. It's a little hazy out. We've had quite a bit of fire smoke on our travel, a lot of it. And these fronts kind of come through and wash it out. And then the next day is usually pretty spectacular, but I can see this morning that kind of within the clouds over there on the eastern horizon, it's kind of orangish, so that means there's a fire someplace. And it's given us a little bit of a subdued sun out here. I mean, it's a little dark. I'm right here in this corner again, and no light. But yeah, still gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
This national park is stunning anytime you can drop in. And by all means, drop in. It's one of the best places to get close to the hoodoos. It's what makes Bryce so special. This hike is so much fun. We've learned a tip over the years coming here. Enter at the highest elevation of the park, Bryce Point, and exit just about anywhere else, as all the exits are lower than where you dropped in. If you go the opposite direction, you'll get fewer people when you drop in, say at Wall Street. But you got more uphill to get out. And go early, or go late.
Welcome to Bryce. No, you can't have it.
Say happy
You can't have
puppies.
it. You can't
Happy
have it.
puppy.
No, you can't have it. Hi, puppy.
You're breathing hard. How was it?
Wall Street's tough uphill.
Coming up?
Yeah,
I did it once years ago and I barely made it.
it's not any better.
Yeah.
In fact, it's worse.
Oh, really?
Just as narrow because of all the runoff.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
like been storm damage.
Kind of blocks everywhere, like they're gonna be making it better, but
Oh, like there's work to be done and they know it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, it's good. It's a good hike up.
I had to start early today before sunrise because I had to move the RV to another spot before checkout time at 11 o'clock. I had to complete the hike by 10 so we could pack up and move without rushing. We hit the dump station real quick, then drove back to our new spot for the evening. We were only able to get these 2 one-night stays using all the resources in our arsenal. That's the game these days. It's increasingly harder and harder to get camp spots inside of these national parks. When we swung by here in May, we scouted some boondock sites, just in case we didn't get anything inside the park. We'll have to move to one of those sites tomorrow. After lunch, we headed to a few areas of Bryce that we haven't seen before: Fairyland Point and Mossy Cave Trail. Fairyland Canyon is located inside the national park boundaries, but outside of the fee station entrance. Fairyland Point overlooks a canyon that resembles a miniature Bryce Canyon amphitheater. It's also a trailhead for the Fairyland Loop Trail, a hike I want to tackle someday. You see, we purposely leave good things to do when we have the opportunity to visit the next time. I walked down the loop trail just a bit to get eyes on the path it takes into the canyon. It looks good. We'll definitely plan to hike this trail when we return someday. We got back into the Jeep and drove on Highway 12 to the Mossy Cave parking lot. As you can see, this highway is a spectacular drive, an absolute must-drive route through the red and green Utah landscape. It appears we are now just below the Fairyland Canyon. Luckily, we found a spot and began the short hike into the water canyon to find the waterfall there. The Tropic Ditch near the Mossy Cave Trail has run for over a century. Mormon farmers diverted water from the East Fork of the Seaver River near Tropic Reservoir to irrigate fields around Tropic City. Using primitive tools, it took over 3 years to construct. Without this water, pioneer settlements around Tropic would be impossible. The waterfall was an unforeseen benefit of the waterway, inadvertently created during the process of cutting the ditch through the uneven terrain. The man-made ditch now causes the worst erosion in the park.
We are at Bryce Canyon National Park, and it's about sunset time, and we brought our chairs, and we are going to sit down along the edge and watch the sunset go over the Bryce Canyon Amphitheater. I'm just about to go into the visitor center at Bryce Canyon. It's early in the morning and it doesn't look nearly as crowded as when we were here at the end of May. This should be so much better. Okay, it's time for the stamp in the stamp book. There it is. It is getting more crowded by the minute, so I think it's time to move on.
Our time camping inside of Bryce is up. We need to move to our boondock area and scout the available sites in our Jeep. Nat saw the one we wanted was available, so I continued down the uneven dirt road to the spot. All of these sites are on top of a plateau, and the paths are mostly level, with a few rocks and potholes. And watch those tree limbs. For sure, scout the area before driving past the signs at the entrance. Boondocking in a big rig isn't that bad here. Just go slow and take your time navigating all of the obstacles.
Okay, let's see how this boondocking goes. Wow, there's trees and such. Whoa. So far, everything looks fine. I mean, it's a great boondocking spot. Let's see how he wants to do this. Boondocking spot near Bryce Canyon National Park. Look, it's got a fire ring already built in, some chairs, and a fantastic canyon view. This is gonna be okay for a couple of nights, I believe. Weather's supposed to be great. So yeah, we're gonna hang out here. It's gonna be good. Dog's like, are you coming?
There's a way right there. Maybe we get around this here tree.
Quite nice.
Yeah, well, it's Bryce. Bryce is that way.
Yes.
So we're not too far from Bryce.
Not far at all.
And then those red mountains for that little state park is that way, I think.
Yes.
Well, we've got some bluffs and a few little hoodoos of our own right here. Kind of cool.
It's a little more than kind of cool.
Yeah,
Not
really
bad.
cool.
Yeah,
Just
it's
a little,
really cool.
just a little
actually.
breezy right now. So this is the boondock spot that we pre-ran in May.
Yeah, we were here at the end of May.
Yeah.
We looked around a little bit.
This is one of the camping spots that we could get to with the RV easily-ish. It wasn't too hard.
We spent the rest of the afternoon planning for our tomorrow. We made an early dinner, and since the wind had died down, we made a fire in the fire ring and relaxed for the evening, soaking up the sunset and the dancing flames. we rented e-bikes from Bryce Wildlife Adventure Company, located on Highway 12, just a mile or so west of the Bryce roundabout. After a quick safety lesson, we were on our way. We decided to first head west on the Red Canyon Bicycle Trail, which paralleled the highway. We've driven past this part of the bike path and wanted to ride it for quite some time. Finally, here is our chance. As it turned out, the paved path was quite smooth for about 10 feet at a time. Between each section was a large crack, and with our small e-bike tires, it was quite jarring. Every 10 feet. Here's a tip. Spring the extra few bucks for the e-bikes with the larger wheels and tires. It'll make going over these breaks in the path much gentler. We passed the iconic twin tunnels that you drive through on the highway and some of the spires located in the Red Canyon Forest Service Park. We pulled over for a quick pit stop at the visitor center for the Red Canyon. Just be careful crossing the busy highway. We turned around and started using our motors on these e-bikes to help our uphill return to Bryce. Man, they worked good. It was approaching lunchtime, so we wanted to head to town for a quick bite to eat while on the bike path. Well, so much for that plan. While flying my drone outside of the park boundaries, I found a very tall tree, and the drone was stuck at the very tippy top. Now what do? We took a couple shots at throwing rocks to see if we could get lucky and knock it down. But we decided to return the bikes, return to the RV for some lunch, then gather some string, some rope, and borrowed one of Kenai's dog toys to try to knock the drone out of the tree. Unfortunately, it was way up there. I couldn't throw anything that high with any accuracy. After many attempts, we went back to the camper, depressed and dejected. I couldn't sleep last night. I didn't want to leave it. That drone was virtually brand new. I decided to climb the tree. It had a lot of branches, so many that I couldn't fall too far if I slipped, so I didn't feel unsafe. I brought our extendable washing pole with me, so once I got close, I could knock it down. And it worked. I was able to knock it loose and catch it. So carefully I started back down before getting low enough to drop the drone to Natalie.
Woo! Oh my God.
Take my picture. Recovered. Recovered, intact. Only one little bloody spot. We're good. Woo!
Oh my God. Oh my God. Only out in the open. Okay, from now on, that drone's only going to be flown out in the open. How about that?
A ball, a doggy ball, and a rock will probably be up there for years to come. So if you're ever by this way on the bike path,
look for the ball.
I don't know which mile marker it is, but we're right by these little 3 or 4 rock formations. They're about the last ones eastward on the 12 here. Whew. But anyway, we got it back. I'm happy. We're happy. We're happy.
We were so happy we decided to visit the Red Canyon and explore a short hike to burn off some energy before our drive to Kanab.
We're in Red Canyon.
Red Canyon.
Been wanting to stop here forever.
I know, we've never had time before.
Yeah. And it looks beautiful, just about as beautiful as Bryce, but Bryce is more unique maybe, but we got big rocks down here too.
Hoodoo and pink ledges.
Okay, so we're still continuing to hoodoo.
I think we got this way.
Yeah, we don't want to do bird's eye.
Or photo. I
Right.
think we want to go this way.
Okay,
Okay.
navigate. That's a big rock up there. Doggy doesn't care.
Kind of cool that there's trees in amongst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they, bristle cones?
No, they are not. They're pinions.
Ah.
They're pinions. They are not.
Watch the rocks.
Look how red it is up that canyon.
Yeah,
Oh, right back.
it's a lot redder than
Wow.
this side over here.
Uh-huh.
But it's got to be the same rock. I mean, it's red. Look how red that is.
That's very red. Red.
It doesn't even have sun on it.
Uh-uh. We're in Red Canyon. This might be the high point elevation of your walk. Okay, you made that look easy so far. Just go slow on your way out.
Yeah, why don't you pass me? You know, up here at that split.
Copy, I'll pass you at the split like I did coming in. Well, that was a good spot, wasn't it?
Loved it.
It was a great hike. Lots of fun. And dog-friendly, too. But it's time to go. Let's hit the road.
Would you find out with me?
Goodbye, Bryce. We love it. We miss it already.
We'll search the pieces for hope or a mumble.
It's less than 70 miles to Kanab, so we took our time getting out of our boondock spot and headed west on Highway 12 to reattach to Highway 89 South.
If I should be the one by your side, and hope we know when it's better to say goodbye. You ever wonder if we know what's best for one another? Are we just another project? We're both fixer-uppers, waiting to crumble. If we search the pieces.
Ah, Kanab. Our family's been coming through here for years. It's the gateway town for the Grand Canyon, Zion, and Bryce National Parks. But there's many other fantastic things to see around here, one of which we'll be exploring tomorrow.
Hey, there's a boondock spot, maybe. Anyway, good morning. We're approaching 8 o'clock, sun's up. We're on Highway 89, heading south, but currently we're heading kind of northeast-ish. As we make this big bend, we're 5 miles away from House Rock Valley Road, because we're heading to Buckskin Gulch. Looks like a perfectly clear day. 55 degrees this morning so far. Not a cloud in the sky. And we just made the bend. We're heading down. We're a couple miles away. I'm going a little off-roading, about 9 or 10 miles. Hitting the trail this morning. I don't know if you need to be there early or midday or late to see the sun on the walls, but it looks like we're going to have lots of sun, so it should be a good day. House Rock Valley Road. Here's the Buckskin Gulch upper trailhead. We're not going to start here because Buckskin Gulch is roughly 100 miles long. I'm not doing the whole thing today. we're gonna go do a day hike, so I gotta go to the Waves parking lot. But anyway, here we are. It's probably about 4 miles in on the gravel. So here we go. We're gonna go another 4 or 5 miles.
We arrive at the shared parking area for the Wave and Buckskin Gulch. A park ranger was here to inspect my day pass and check me off of his list. I got my pass for Buckskin Gulch months ago, as this was on my bucket list to hike while on our Highway 89 road trip. There's a pit toilet here, the only one around for miles, so do your business before heading into the canyon.
Oh, we're hiking down this little wash. Hopefully there's a sign at the end of the wash to turn into the little divide to get into the slot canyon. But it's gorgeous here. Got big red rocks everywhere. We're hiking this morning. Oh, I see a lot of boot prints here in the wash, so we're just following it all the way down. I bet you it feeds the gulch. So we're carrying on. I think it's about a mile to get to the junction. Hey, guy. Now I think we're getting somewhere. Finally into the end of this wash, and I think we're heading in. There's some big gray cliffs there in the distance. I think we made it. I think we made it. I think we made it. Have to make sure we know our way out. Don't get lost in the maze. Yeah, look at those cliffs. I'm pretty sure we saw those from Bryce. Here's some wave-like features. Got a few big rocks here. Gotta navigate. Time to take the glasses off. Go under it or over it. There's the gatekeeper, and we're gonna continue walking. Ooh, there's a tree. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna get better. It'll get better. Ooh, we're out. Well, we got people on the trail. This was okay, it's good. There's people here. But they're stopping at the little things. And I think it's just gonna get better. So we're gonna carry on. Into the sun. We're still in the Wash Canyon. We haven't made it to Buckskin Canyon or Gulch yet. But look at this wash. Skinny, skinny, skinny. Ooh, here's a rock. This is the tall rock that everybody has a hard time getting up and down. Oh my, that's tall. All right, I think we're here. I think we made it. Looks like we got some petroglyphs. Here's a goat. And then there's a dot, kind of like a wave coming down. I'd say that's a sunburst. And then the dots go up. And they come down here to another goat type of thing, with a mountain behind it and maybe another goat on top. Yet more petroglyphs over here in the sun. I bet you they're all over the place. There's a snake looking thing. Another animal. I bet you they're all over the place. Alrighty, hopefully I got enough batteries for this because I think it's going to be awesome. We're already here. Took about a half hour to hike it. That big monolith has got to be your marker to get in, or to get out. There's a cave right there. Maybe more recent than not. And then there's the uphill path. I don't know if we're going uphill or downhill. I don't know which way this river runs. I think that's uphill, and I think this is downhill. I'm gonna head this way.
Buckskin Gulch is a 17-mile-long slot canyon, the longest continuous slot canyon in the world. The 98-mile-long Pariah River has a tributary that runs through Buckskin before it runs down to Lee's Ferry and the confluence with the Colorado River. I wasn't prepared for what I was about to discover. Some Pariah River puddles.
All right, here we go. Shoes are getting wet.
So glad I wore these waterproof shoes. I know, right? It holds the water in really good.
Up to the knees. I'm going to be waterlogged for the rest of the day. Good thing we're not running. Ooh, deeper. 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 Coming out of it. Go slow. Coming out of it. Coming out of it. Ooh, squishy shoes.
Another thing I didn't expect was how hard the slot canyon was to film. The wall colors changed around every corner from dark rock to redder sandstone, and the sun shone on them wonderfully irregularly. Awesomely beautiful, but hard to record on a camera. You've absolutely got to get a day pass and see this stunning slot canyon in the middle of nowhere, Utah.
Well, this is pretty awesome. Got blue sky, poofy clouds above us. Got a slot canyon going that way, where I just came from. We got another one going that way, so I'm gonna head on down a little further. Didn't realize we were gonna have so much water in here. Must have rained a couple weeks ago and puddled. But look at this cliff right up here. Oh man, it goes up forever. This is fantastic. You guys gotta come. All I can say is awesome. Awesome. What a country, huh? A slot canyon in the middle of nowhere. A little further to go, so we'll keep on going. Well, lunch break. I probably went further than I should have, but this is pretty awesome. But we're just about ready to get heading back. I think this goes on forever. I'm pretty sure it goes that way another 30 or 40 miles, so that's a different hike. But this is gorgeous. But it's noon. It's time to head back. It'll probably take me 3 hours to get back to the car. Maybe 4. We'll see. Taking it slow. Got all those mud puddles to get through again. I'm heading back, but that's where I had lunch, right there in that last bit of sunlight. But look how dark it is ahead. I mean, I came through that and it was dark. Yeah, there's some blue up there. But man, that's a tight slot. It's pretty dark. It's high noon right now. No sun in here. All right, here's the first puddle. Heading back already. It's slippery, so I'm gonna be careful. Oop, there's a slip, see? This mud is slick. Slippery. Get up here on this perch. Whew. That was a slick little puddle. See if I can get out of here without slipping back in it. Whew. Look at those feet. Ooh, sunshine. I need sunglasses. Shoes are pretty muddy, but hopefully the last puddle up there will wash them off. Let's go. Oh yeah, the rocks. I thought the rocks were gonna be bad. Happened to be the water. Bird. Birdie. What are you finding down here, bird? People? Lift the foot up high enough, you can get it. And then the ladder. All the little blueberries. Just hiking out of the canyon here. Whew. It's got to be 10 miles today. And we're back. Made it to the Jeep. So mission accomplished. Yep, mission accomplished.
Good morning. Today's the day we're going to go see Zion. This is our national park number 5 on our expedition journey. Anyway, so we are on the road. It's a little chilly out, but it's going to warm up. It's going to be a beautiful day. So we're going to go to Zion, see what we can see there.
Yep, going with the masses.
Zion National Park. It's just north of Kanab a few miles, so it isn't as hard to get to as Buckskin Gulch was. It's Sunday, and although we're relatively early in the morning, it's the middle of September, so we're really not sure what to expect for tourists.
Good morning.
You want to come out? Please.
Sure. That'd be great.
Enjoyed it.
Super, thank you.
From this direction, we have to pass through the tunnel. There's still restrictions inside the park, but often there's a long line of cars waiting for the tunnel to clear from the one-way direction needed to allow larger motorhomes and trailers to pass through. As of this filming, for a fee it was still allowed. But no large vehicles will be allowed in the tunnel in 2025. All RVs will have to go the long way around from Kanab to get into Zion. Yep, as we anticipated, there was a long line. It's time for me to hop out and hike down to the canyon overlook trailhead by the tunnel entrance. We brought our walkie-talkies since there's no cell service here. I'd be able to remain in communication once Nat passed through the tunnel, as I could watch her from the top of the overlook. We use our GMRS radios. They have great range and work anywhere. No cell towers needed. I've never hiked this little trail, so it was fun to at least get some exploring in today. It was pretty easy with stair steps cut into the rocks in places and squeaky wooden overhangs in others.
They'd never been on this hike. Look at the view of the bridge. And there's some rock climbers down there in this canyon, so it must go down pretty deep.
There's a couple parking spaces open for Nat to use while I walk back down the trail. It must be okay inside of the park. Zion Canyon Scenic Drive at Canyon Junction is still closed to automobiles. You need to hop onto a shuttle bus at the visitor center to get further up the canyon. But as we found out, parking at the visitor center is another matter.
This is stupid. They got all this parking here for everyone to take buses, and it's still not enough. They need to quadruple it, and they're probably never going to do that. Too crowded. We got 30 cars here looking for one spot. I'm just circling, waiting for Natalie to get out of the visitor center to get her stamp. But this is nuts. Nuts, nuts, nuts.
On our way in, we didn't see any open parking spots at any pullouts or trailhead parking areas. It was packed. Nat got her sticker and stamp, and we were out. We left Zion for something a little less crowded. How about a scenic byway? Smithsonian Butte. It's just outside the South Park entrance off of Bridge Road. This dirt road was pretty smooth, with a few hills and great Utah cliffs and buttes all around us. There's a movie set somewhere out here, but we couldn't find it. Oh well, maybe next time, right? After ending our Smithsonian Butte exploration at Utah Highway 59, we made our way back to Kanab. We briefly entered Arizona on Highway 389 before taking Highway 89A back into Utah and to our campsite at the Hitchin Post. We ate dinner at Big Al's, the diner across the street from our campground that Nat used to come to on her family vacations when she was a kid. It's an iconic local fast food place that hit the spot after a long day on the road.
This is Big Al's Burger Joint. We used to come here when we were on our way to Lake Powell years ago when I was a teenager. I remember coming here getting burgers and fries, and it's still here. The fries are good, the shakes are good. So happy that it's still here. It reminds me of my childhood. A good place to come here in Kanab, as they say, is Honey's Marketplace. It's a grocery store with reasonable prices, and some items are unusual, but they have everything you need. Little fishing tackle, a few Utah souvenirs, stuff like that. I'm gonna go get some homemade donuts. I got a souvenir bag to remember Kanab by. So, I'm gonna go back to the camper because we're staying at the Hitchin Post in Kanab. It's just a great location. It's central to everything. So I'm gonna go back to the camper and eat my donuts. Okay, backing out. Yeah, you got 6 feet, no more than that. Yeah, you're all clear.
Top
What about top?
3. Check the tree on my driver rear corner. Is it going to miss stuff on the top?
You're good, you're fine. Yeah, just some teeny branches, it's nothing. Boom, there you go.
Our time in Kanab is over. It's time to hit the road. It's a short drive to our next destination, one of our favorites, Jacob Lake. Next episode will be all about the north rim of the Grand Canyon, Cape Royal, Point Sublime, and more. Just another fantastic national park. Isn't Highway 89 great?